Okay, beloveds, I don't know what happened. That video just whoop, went off. It is Mercury retrograde, I believe. But I will continue. One monkey don't stop no show, as my mama used to say. So here we go. We were at number 7. This is not murder and avarice. This is not simply killing, for we kill each time we swat a mosquito, or weed the garden, or use a tree to build a house. It is killing out of spite, hate, greed, gluttony, lust, or envy. It is the slaughter of the scapegoat for one's own deadly habits. It is the projection and attempt to kill the shadow of one's own failings. It is the death of the life form. It is the extinction of the species. And before that video cut off, I was in the middle of saying that this takes me back to the Batman movie. It takes me back to the theme of Gotham. To the first video, to the legions and demons that went into the pig that jumped over the cliff, and the energy and essence that just stayed in that spot that was there because of the blood sacrifice that took place, the murder that took place, and the deadly attempt to murder the shadow. Woo! Okay, all of this, when you think of the villains of Batman, Two-Face, Joker, Penguin, Riddler, Enigma, I think that's the Riddler too, Catwoman, many more, beloveds, that I'm not going to go into. But those villains are the shadows. And the Bat is trying to get rid of those shadows. He's always combating those shadows, and he's doing it not with superpowers, but with his mind. And they keep coming back, and they keep coming back, and they keep coming back. There's a very deep message in that, and that's about spirit, and that's about detaching from the shadow demons, okay? And stop being devoted to taking care of them, and understanding that the universe has it all in check. Again, this is the 5th generation that is going into and dealing with these shadow forces that have been here for generations. We are the ones that they have been waiting for. This is the generation that will not pass until they are dealt with. I have used the word sin several times. It is a harsh word. You can read it instead as poison or deadly action or toxic waste of one's life energy. And any way you read it, it spells the worst of what it is. These poisons are the waste you are trying to weed out of your system, or the societal system in general, by your study of spiritual matters. Don't be afraid to look at the illness in order to heal it. You got to feel it to heal it. All of this came forth, like I said, this video was born through my son's graduation. These videos were born through the interactions that happened this weekend with my daughter. These were prophesied and led to this place for me to get this understanding by the previous videos that happened before today's videos. In so many ways, Valerie, you're getting ready to go down the rabbit hole again, and here we go. Observe, be patient. You are a different being. You are a reborn being this time. You are in charge. Nothing is in charge of you. Don't believe the hype. Often, don't be afraid to look at the illness. Don't be afraid to look at the illness. Mental illness. Men telling us about the illness. Observe men, and they'll tell you about mental illness in the divine feminine womb. Blackness of creation. It'll manifest itself up for you to see in toxic forms, as well as polarity, the healthy, holy forms. How do you distinguish them? Instincts and intuition and existence. And looking for that identifying factor, unconditional love. That's the true test. Often aspirants to the spiritual path do not like the concept of sin and do not like to look at the negative side of things. Yet every spiritual system asks us to move away from these 7 deadly actions: rape, greed, overconsumption, arrogance, envy, powerlessness, murder. Those systems differ as to how to rise above these ways of being. They agree that there are virtues to engage in that will help you transcend the sin. In the Bible, they are called the fruits of the Spirit. The tarot is one system of transcendence. It seeks to uplift every aspect of your life through image and prayer, so that the 7 deadly actions are never able to be committed against you, nor are you ever desirous of committing these acts of death upon your world and its beings. Do you hear that? Upon your world and its beings. When you're devoted to unconditional love, you're devoted to the essence and the energy of your world. And mental illness has no place in it, and it must be healed and removed. So those demons, those devils, those powers and principalities that reign over your thoughts and that abuse you and molest you and rape you and murder you constantly, so that you are surrendering your true self, your child self, that inner child, your innocence, in order to feed its greed for power, its alphaness, its prejudice, its superiority. You sweet little female lamb, sheep, you, E-W-E, I think it's spelled, you must be sacrificed. Why? How can you be sacrificed so easily? Because you have no shepherd. Say what? You have no rod and staff to guide you. You have no higher force, frequency wisdom, insight to guide you other than your mind, and thus you are slaughtered and led to slaughter. By the generations, by the collectives. You're talking about genocide, baby. Woo! Do the math. Fifth world, fifth kind, know thyself. When you reach this 5 state, you're either going to go back to 1 or you're going to go to 6 and go higher to the completion. Grade school. What is it called? Elementary. Elementary, my dear Watson. Watts, son. Son of Watts. Son. Watts in the light bulb. Speak, spirit. To counteract the forces that lead to these deadly actions, you must keep a balance in your own life and contribute to a balanced culture and world society. The balance is between giving and receiving, planting and harvesting, taking from the earth and giving back to her. The balance is between self and others, inner work and outer expression. Outer expression. How many of my expressions have been stolen? Or so I thought. When I was working from the ego, and it was all about you, 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 never I. Never I. It's all about you. Multiple personalities, huh? Okay. Avatars, huh? Altars to sacrifice your use on, huh? How many inner children have been placed on those altars? How many of them are still there? Screaming like rats in a cage. That's from a drowning ship. That's your body from your habits and your attachments and your demons tormenting them out of them. Are you aware of your innocence? Do you think it's gone or it can be taken from you? That's a trick. Reclaim it. It's a seed. Regrow it. Plant it deep. Watch it. Watch it unfold. Watch it. Watch it unfold, beloveds. Observe it unfold. It is bigger than any you. It's not hidden. It's her story. repeating over and over again. Some know. Some are learning. Her story is within you, male or female, or however you choose to identify yourself. We, they, us. I choose them all. My label is all. Okay, I'm not a we, I'm not a they, I'm not a them, he, she, I'm all. All. And everything that he ain't even invented yet. That's a higher learning. We in for the time of our lives. We in for an existence that we have been denied for so long. Let me focus the ground. Sorry. Get back to it. Get back to it. About to start preaching. Okay. Not the time. Not the time. To counteract the forces that lead to these deadly actions, you must keep a balance in your own life and contribute to a balanced culture and world society. The balance is between giving and receiving, planting and harvesting, taking from the earth and giving back to her. The balance is between, and this is the exchange of blood and essence. This is what the sacrifices were about when they very first began. The exchange. The exchange. It's the covenant. It's the bond. It's the marriage. It's the commitment of relationship. The acknowledgement of it. The caretaking of it. The upholding of it. The valuing of it. The vision of it. Many versions. Okay. The balance is between self and others, inner work and outer expression. Feast and fast, silence and speaking out. Work and play, sexual freedom and self-respect. Sexual freedom and self-respect. What a polarity. Sexual freedom and self-respect. That's a spectrum. Those are polarities. You cannot have one without having the other. You cannot have sexual freedom without having self-respect. You cannot have self-respect without having sexual freedom. Why? Because they are divine expressions of nature and nurture and relationship and merging and integrating of yin and yang forces. Often imitated, rarely duplicated. Creative outpouring, time for inspiration, thought and emptiness, time to seek God, and time to allow God's manifestation. Do you hear that? There's a time to seek God, and then there's a time to stop seeking and know that you have found and allow God to manifest within your life. Universal knowledge, universal laws, university of you and your sacrifices, your self-sacrifice, and your unconditional love. That's faith, That's grace, baby. That's hope. That's trust in something higher than yourself. You don't trust yourself, neither do I. Even the Bible say, don't put your trust and hope in man, not even yourself. Put it in something higher than you, not lower, not the lower shadow vibrations. No matter what they promise and whisper and show you as glittery and sparkly, baby, 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 baby. Mm-mm. Discernment, wisdom, unconditional love. You'll know it by unconditional love. That inner child in you knows what unconditional love is, and can't nobody take that from it. Nobody. Nothing. Not rape, not murder, not genocide, not war. Baby. Let me get to it. Let me get to it. Let me get to it. Time to seek God and time to allow God's manifestation. It is not a balance of equal amounts of good and evil. It is not weighing or seeking good and evil. That's not the fruit. That's not the tree. That's a lie. That's an illusion that grew in your imagination and you gave power to it. And in order to do that, you had to do what? You had to deny the truth of yourself. You sacrificed you upon the altar of the knowledge of good and evil. And what you got? Sleep. You woke up in the land of Nod. Being reborn and reborn and reborn as Cain's children. Blending, mending, making up for your ways, learning. Some of you mating with higher forces, being guided by higher forces. Let me keep going. The forces that lead to the deadly sins, the forces that lead to the 7 deadly actions are those that thwart the expression of your 4 powers. Any obstacle to the fulfillment of one of these 4 circles of power is a force of death, a force of darkness. You can overcome any force of darkness, sin, or death by reaffirming your power in the 4 directions. Let me read that again because that is very powerful. That is very powerful words of wisdom coming forth. And pay attention to the numbers. Pay attention to the numbers in the form of not geometry, gematria. The forces that lead to the 7 deadly actions are those that thwart the expression of your 4 powers. 7 and 4 is what? 1111, huh? What? Any obstacle to the fulfillment of one of these four cycles of power is a force of death. Any obstacle to the fulfillment of one of these four. That leaves three. Is a force of death, a force of darkness. You can overcome any force of darkness, sin, or death by reaffirming your power in the four directions. North, renew your commitment to Earth's constant replenishment. East, this is the East. This is, I told you, that Asiatic, that this is the energy that's coming forth with this video right now. This is where that essence is coming from, that channel. It's pulling from that source of those waters above and beyond this planet, but it's known as East. To the East. Channel your sexual and creative energy toward the expression of the qualities of God, love, beauty, humor, grace, art, and play. Bam. Right upside the head. South, take charge of your thoughts, supplying positive images and concepts wherever you find fear and doubt. Go south. Go down, baby. Get low. When you start feeling that fear, get low. Take charge of your thoughts, supplying positive energies and concepts. That's the lion getting ready to spring. Up. Ready to ascend. Up. The lioness getting ready to pounce. And concepts, whatever you find fear and doubt. West. Devote more time to acts of love with no strings attached. Woo! Baby, that's deep. America, America, God shed his grace on thee. Devote more time to acts of love with no strings attached. If you truly want to be the new world, and the new way, and the new light, and you truly want to lead, there you go. There you go. These are the four instantly available powers. They require only the simplest of actions, but create the strongest shields. Shields up. You will protect yourself from all negative energy and cease to produce negative karma for this life and lives to come. You will enter the four sacred hoops of a life filled with meaning. You will have stepped foot on the path of good medicine. And I'm going to stop there, beloveds. And I'm going to get into the cards that came when I prayed. And I was led to this application, this site, and told to pull these cards randomly that you couldn't see. First, choose your deck. There were many decks to choose from. First one popped into my head. Mama. Mama. Not the cat people, not the this and the that, not the that and the this, not the blah, 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 blah. Mama. Medicine woman. I'm going to do it this way. Let me see if this came on here, what site it was. No, it just says Card Games, U.S. Systems. It's not tarot.com, I guess it is, beloveds. Tarot.com. April 24th, 22, Valerie's Celtic Cross Tarot reading. Your question, unspoken. Unspoken. Unspoken means that the query or the question was sent as prayer. The answer was, go here. Follow, pick your deck, pick your cards, and I printed it. And now I'm finna read what came through, and then I'm finna read what Carol Bridges showed you, and then I'm gonna go and show you the card. I'm gonna show you the cards and everything as I go through it. But first I'm gonna give you what came through, how the cards came through in this Celtic Cross spread. The first card was the Nine of Arrows. Pay attention to the numbers. Pay attention to the suit. And if you've forgotten what each suit means, rewind and it'll be there, beloveds. Either in this one or the one before this, because again, Mercury retrograde or interference or whatever, stopped this video and restart it. I had to restart it. So if you want to know what the suit of arrows mean, I would recommend highly getting Carol Bridges. Matter of fact, I'm being told to do this, and I've been being told to do this for a while, and I've never followed through on it, so maybe we'll see if this is the time Spirit is ready for me to do this, because each time I'm going to do this, blah, 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 and I'm saying it, and everything else doesn't lead me there. It leads me to deeper lessons first. So we'll see. But this is where I want to teach from. This is where I would like to start a spiritual, interactive course with this medicine book right here, the Medicine Ways, and my intuition and my instinct that were born not through it, but that were heightened through it, and allow that to lead the course. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay, back to it. And I'll say this. Many can sit up here and say, oh, run and say, we're doing the group on this and we're going to do it. Let me tell you this. OI. Original intelligence. Not duplicated. It's coming original. Has a value. It has its own current and its own currency because it's been earned, bought and paid for. And if you want it pure, or you go get the Similac. It's up to you. Up to you, baby. Up to you. Your choice. Nine of Arrows. Take time to honor your feelings as you heal from devastating circumstance. Oh, this came out in the Celtic Cross. Celtic Cross. This is the position of self. Okay. If you don't know what the Celtic Cross is, Google it, and it'll show you the different cards, the different spots for each card to come up in and what that means. This is the position of self. Take time to honor your feelings as you heal from devastating circumstances. Allow yourself to look forward to the future with optimism. The Nine of Swords in this position portrays a person suffering the lonely grief of abandonment or bereavement, and perhaps a sense of panic due to loss of power and position. Overcome with feelings of helplessness, he or she is beset with fear of what might happen next. No matter what may have happened in your situation, all meaning is not lost from life. You can and will recover from setbacks. To do so, you must overcome pessimism. As you recover from misfortune, you will see the way clear before you. Give yourself time to explore your feelings, and you will awaken tomorrow with confidence in the future. That was the answer to myself. That inquired, Mama, what is this lesson? What is this? Why am I going through this? What is this? I didn't react. I didn't respond. I'm coming to you. What is this? Situation. Temperance. Blend. Major arcana. Remember, I tell you when the major arcanas come up. It's the major arcana. In the regular tarot decks, it's temperance. In the Carol Bridges Medicine Woman's deck, it is blend. Situation. The situation calls for transformation or awakening being answered. The angel of healing has been called in and the medicine is being mixed. Everyone intrinsically understands that healing will bring revolutionary change. It is time to let go of old viewpoints. The problem has been largely associated with clinging too closely to the past. However, past issues will be laid to rest once there's resolution. There's those polarities, beloveds. Past issues and resolutions. However, past issues will be laid to rest once there is resolution. Significant objectivity will result as the group raises its awareness. Again, if you want to understand what this reading was about, you'll have to go to the previous 2 videos. All the details are there. And what led up to the revelations and the veil being removed and the conscious awareness being expanded. You'll have to go back a couple more videos prior to those. And you'll see. It's a progression. Next card. In the position of challenges and opportunities in the Celtic cross. 9 of Stones. Okay. Protect our areas, challenges, and opportunities. Protect our areas of your health to increase your vigor and self-reliance. The 9 of Coins in this position challenges you to stay healthy and fit emotionally, physically, and psychologically. Don't let yourself become soft and out of shape. You can't expect this period of relative abundance and support to last forever. Pay attention to that, beloveds. Child, inner child, woman planting seeds on her knees in the dirt, the minerals of the earth, encircled pathway up towards castle, palace, higher living, whatever you want to call it. And it goes right back to that image. Hold on one second. That was shown earlier. Hold on one second. I'll get it. There. This is just okay. This is saying we are in a time of gathering and gleaning, time of separating the wheat from the chaff. That means there is wheat. There are jewels. There is food to be consumed. There, which means we're heading into something where these insights are not going to be available. And you're going to need them now. You're going to need to fill your storehouse. Mama said, okay. Mama says this is a storehouse of everything that she has planted. It goes into this storehouse up here. And when she leaves this field, she is going to go in here where everything is stored. Because nothing else is going to be growing out here or able to grow. That's deep. These are in little groups of 3s, and some are in 2. I suggest you look at this card online, beloveds, and see what you see, because it'll have messages for you. 9 of Stones. Remember what I read to you about the stones in this deck and what it represents. If you don't remember, go back and rewind and find it and let it speak to you. Again, beloveds, this is spiritual wisdom. Okay? This is spiritual meat. This ain't Similac. You got to chew this. You got to have teeth. Spiritual teeth. Means you're going to have went through something. You're going to have to understand the symbols and signs and everything. Look at those shadows. Whoa, that's deep. Okay, I'm grounding again. Beloveds, let me get to this because this is taking a while. This is, in this position, this card is about challenges and opportunities. Those are polarities. Challenge or an opportunity. Which way you going to look at it? It's your choice as to what materializes out of your world. through your choice. Is this going to be a challenge or is this going to be an opportunity? Different energy, different manifestations, different guidance, different guides, different helpers, different lessons. Protect areas of your health to increase your vigor and self-reliance. Means if your body is sick, your mind is sick, your spirit is sick, you ain't going to be able to fill your storehouse. So when storms come, or when somebody sieges, lays siege, or go to war against you, spiritual war, send their demons against you. You ain't gonna have nothing to eat off of. You ain't gonna have enough to nourish you, to be able to withstand, to hold your shields. Shields are at maximum, blah, blah, blah. You done seen enough Star Wars and Star Trek and everything else to know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your spiritual shields, beloveds. That's your spiritual knowledge, your spiritual wealth, your spiritual weapons. They're defined in the Bible. They're defined swords, knives, bowls. Even in this tarot card, you're getting them. The nine. Completion. 9 of coins in this position changes. The 9 of coins in this position challenges you to stay healthy and fit emotionally, physically, psychologically. Don't let yourself become soft and out of shape. You can expect this period of relative abundance and support to last forever. Even in the best of situations, there are fluctuations. What is a fluctuation if it's not a wave? A wave in your conscious awareness or your state of awareness, your beta, theta, delta, in your mood, in your attitude, fluctuations. But you stay grounded and rooted in that blackness of I am all and nothing. And what is rising up is well supported as it is reaching for a higher light. It's reaching for another light. Because everything that it needed to reach up, it received. That's in the blueprint. And so it's just going through its next stage like a rocket. It's on stage 2. It's then broke up through the ground now. And it's got to reach up to the sun. It's got to be that caterpillar. It's got to liquefy itself upon the altar and grow wings. And you can't help it. It's got to do it itself. It's got to develop its own strength. Do it itself in order to be healthy. No situation is permanent or immune to change. As you proceed on your way, be aware of maintaining your muscle tone as well as your intellectual and emotional vigor. Use the situation to improve yourself and prepare for whatever may come next. Emotionally, physically, psychologically, and spiritually, beloveds. Spiritually was not on here. I'm adding spiritually. Okay, next card. Recent past. Strength. This is also the healing card. This is strength in the regular deck, but number 8. The number 8. They're going to inner child again. Strength. The water and the earth being on both brings you healing. The elements of all, the frequencies. Deep card, baby. This is also a major arcana card. Major arcana. Again, Look in the previous things to see what the difference in this deck between the major and the minor arcana is. You have passed, recent past, strength. You have passed the test of self-control and personal mastery. Now you can proceed with confidence. See yourself as a sort of lion tamer. In other words, as someone who is able to supplement and channel their instincts and impulsive tendencies. You've gained significant self-esteem from the strong way you responded to pressure and necessity. You can be disciplined, focused, and firm. This new knowledge of your capacity helps you step into the present with more self-assurance and confidence in your spiritual maturity. You have passed the test that stymies many. You deserve whatever recognition your efforts may have inspired. The next position is higher power, and we receive the star card, which is also hold on a second, beloved. Okay, beloved, sorry about that. I'm looking for the star card, and it's the grandfather card. I haven't eaten today. I've been fasting so far, so I wanted to do this before I put anything into my body. So all I've had right now is water. This is the grandfathers. Very deep card, beloveds. In the original tarot deck, it is the star card. Higher power. Let the blessings of heaven rain down upon you and rejoice. The star in this position is about being in tune with the spiritual dimension of life. The light you cast helps others awaken to their spiritual identity too. This is not necessarily a conscious effort if one simply lets the heart be the lodestone, the source of guidance. Things run smoothly for those who are on or influenced by this wavelength. The star or grandfather wavelength. Look at that star. Look up. Those are the ones who have ascended the earth realm. Those are the ones that guide us. That is their signature up in the sky of what they accomplished and how they accomplished, individually and celestially. The star is speaking. And it's speaking as the grandfathers. You know how in certain situations the term you get grandfathered in? Pay attention, beloveds. I'm told to show you the two people are there. The rest who are in paler colors, the other three who are behind the two. These are spirit forms guiding. They are watching, ancestors watching. Okay. The star in the position is about being in tune with the spiritual dimension of life. The light you cast helps others awaken to their spiritual identity too. This is not necessarily a conscious effort if one simply lets the heart be the lodestone, the source of guidance. Things run smoothly for those who are on or influenced by this wavelength. Synchronicities crop up. People understand each other better. This card signifies all the blessings that flow to and through you from the heavens above. Realize that you are being spiritually cultivated by life itself. Now, beloveds, that is the crux of what I asked, that's the higher power speaking directly to me about the situations that caused these 3 videos to come into being, to birth. Follow the synchronicities. Holding back the triggering and the emotions and detaching from the different ways that I used to be. The ways that I used to be, whoo, the law would have been called. I guarantee you. Somebody would have been going to the jail or the hospital. I guarantee you. I am no longer that being. Why? Because I choose peace. It's more valuable than any thought that this brain, this mind, or any other mind can come up about the situation, okay? I'm not focused on what somebody thinks or what they feel about how I reacted or how I responded. When I know within my own being why, how, when, where, what I reacted to and responded to. And that was that inner voice that says, nothing is worth your peace. This situation is not worth sacrificing your peace. What's worth you sacrificing your peace for? You've earned it. What you gonna sacrifice it for? Cause somebody don't know themselves. Because somebody wants to what? Throw aspersions on you, or cast aspersions on you, or tell you, or disrespect you. You. I'm not a you. I'm an I. So there's a difference. You don't get up on that altar. I've learned you do not sacrifice your you to people's altars. Okay? Every time you do that, everything that you've worked for and tried to achieve is consumed by them in that one moment of your impulses. You're talking about the art of war. You're talking about game. You're talking about pimping the butterfly. I'm going to take your wings, and everything that you thought you was fighting for in that chrysalis, gone. You in jail or dead, or you didn't ruin this, or you didn't ruin, or you back into your self-hate spiral. No, thank you. I choose not to eat from that plate. I'm a fat girl, and I'm greedy, and I'm hungry now, but I'm on a diet. I can't eat from that. That'll give me high blood pressure. Nope, can't do it. Nope. No, thank you. Pass. And you keep moving. And you watch how things unfold, because those were tests. Those were demons. Oh, that was a situation that you caused to test you, because you said you were ready. Oh, I'm ready now. Oh, I value my peace now. Oh, you do? Let's see. Let's see how much you... Boom! I guess she do value it. Look at her. She ain't become you. She didn't let the mind take over the car and get to swerving and talk about, so let's play chicken bark bark, bitch. conscious awareness expanding through observation of what? Not others. Self. 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 And the better I get at this, the better my real world will be. And the smaller this mental chaos will be. I got faith in that. Things run smoothly for those who are on an influence by this wavelength. Synchronicities crop up. People understand each other better. This card signifies all the blessings that will flow to and through you from the heavens above. Realize that you are being spiritually cultivated by life itself. You're being cultivated. That means it was planted long ago, and now you're being cultivated. That means you are being guided to grow. Guided how to grow. You are being nourished. You're being cultivated. Notice it didn't say groomed. Cultivated to grow. Near future, apprentice of pipes. I did not mean for these to go this long, beloveds. Apprentice of pipes. Near future. Your gifts for meditation expedites communication between opposing factions. Wow. Okay. This card is traditionally entitled a page, but in some modern decks as princess. In this position, this card hints that you will soon have the unique opportunity to bridge the gap between factions, businesses, cultures that have not yet achieved a meaningful dialogue. Although the groups have so far been amenable to each other, both sides are responsive to you. Fortunately, you are well positioned to serve as liaison, so you can rise to the challenge. You must carefully balance the needs and convictions of each side in order to bring about a basic agreement of terms. What must you do? You must carefully balance the needs and convictions of each side in order to bring about a basic agreement of terms. Not a solution, not a resolution, but a basic agreement of terms. Because this task is a delicate operation and requires careful concentration, considerable stress can accompany these negotiations while they are in progress. But if someone like you weren't present to guide the process, the resolution and resulting harmony would be less likely to occur. Excuse me, beloveds, I gotta take another drink, my throat. Okay. Okay. This is the blockers or inhabitors in the Celtic cross of what is could happen. What could come up to block or inhibit? Have confidence. This is the Nine of Bowls, sorry. Have confidence that there are no real impediments to your progress. When the Nine of Cups falls in this position, it implies that you have outgrown the tendency to emphasize the negative. In contrast, there are times when people feel they dare not promise themselves anything because of life's way of upsetting plans. That just was spoken earlier when I said about teaching from this, or guiding from this, not teaching, guiding through this as a filter, using it as guidance to teach, a throughway, a bridge, using it as a carol bridges, to bridge, carols as songs, choir songs. Woo! Okay. Allies in this Celtic cross. This is the card, the Ace of Bowls. Such a beautiful card. I always love this card. Ace of Bowls. And my favorite flowers. Be careful that you have people on hand who will gladly give you the love and support you need. The bell rung itself. Let me say that again. Be careful that you have people on hand who will gladly give you the love and support you need. The Ace of Cups in this position suggests that you have one or more people around you who love you unconditionally. If you were to ask them to reassure you, they would be happy to take you in and give you every confirmation of their love. They are willing to nurture you and provide an emotional and psychic safety net for you. Beloveds, that is so necessary in this time of expansion of our conscious awareness. That being is the midwife. That being is the caretaker. She is the guardian of the gate. You are the gate that something is being birthed through. And she is there to help you, to guide you, to hold your hand, to let you know it's going to be okay, that you're not alone in this. That is the unconditional love. That is support. And each of us need that. And each of us need to be that to as many as we can that come our way for that. And again, that is part of why this video is born, why this came through the situation that took place that I shared in the other videos. Okay, the abundant expression of affection. Oh, let me share this. That safety net. As a loner, I stay to myself. So I offer that net and I catch many and I feed many and help many others who need it. Not bragging or boasting or anything, just saying I've been there. I see you. I see you. Here you go. I don't want nothing from you. Here you go. Breathe. Take your time. Take a minute. Rest. It's gonna be okay. You're not by yourself. That is far and far between in this physical realm for me. But that has changed. I have attracted to me a few, chosen few, that I can trust and allow myself to be naked and vulnerable with. And they hold that space so well that even I feel comfortable with my extra special. Not just special, okay? No. Extra special self. When I need it, I need it. And it's given, and it's from the heart. And it don't, there isn't big or small. There isn't a shape to it. There isn't a size to it. There isn't a color to it. It is a sacred space where that inner child can feel the warmth of the sun of unconditional love upon it. That's what I'm talking about. Allies. Ace of Bowls. Let me show you that card again. It's Mama saying, I got you. I got you. I got you. Drink. Drink, my daughter. Drink, my son. I got you. I got you. Hold that space for her and let her drink. Hold it. Let her drink. I got you. In my hoop, in my circle, drink. Regenerate and refill your spirit. You are safe in this space. Nobody's going to take advantage. Nobody want nothing from you. You are safe. You can trust yourself to be yourself. Any frequency you choose, you go ahead. What flavor you want to have, go ahead. What ray you want to act out, what spectrum of light. Highest to the lowest, knock yourself out. Go ahead. You're safe in this space right here. And ain't nobody gonna judge you. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you when I hold this space for you. And I'm gonna love you when you say, okay, I'm ready. I can leave this space now and go. I'm gonna love you regardless. Advice. Loss happens on the material plane, yet what truly belongs to you cannot be taken away. Five of Bowls. This card made me cry. This made me cry when I read it that night I pulled this. This one made me cry. The rest of them I didn't cry. This one released floods, ancient floods. Five of Bowls. Remember, go to the other earlier videos and see what bowls mean in this deck. It's the Five of Cups in other decks, but in this one it's the Five of Bowls. Advice, position. Loss happens on the material plane, yet what truly belongs to you cannot be taken away. The Five of Cups in this position advises you to tighten your belt, make do with less, and show more appreciation for the things you do have. If something is truly yours, it cannot be lost. When you are experiencing feelings of loss, it may be because of an inappropriate emotional attachment. An inappropriate emotional attachment to another's behavior. An inappropriate emotional attachment to another's expectations of you. Inappropriate attachment to another's idea of triggering, idea of who you used to be. See all of this in context, beloveds. My body is hurting. There's so much going on right now. And again, this is the 5G. This is the waves of energy that is pouring and posting and just flooding this earth, planet, and zone right now. There is so much to be felt and absorbed and transmuted and received and transformed. It's taking a lot. And it's coming from all directions. And it's coming from all frequencies. And like I said, this is a very intense time. And it's only getting us ready for more intensive times, because change is not easy. Giving birth to change is not easy. Multiplying and becoming fruitful, it's not easy. And it cannot be done alone. When you are experiencing feelings of loss, I was experiencing feelings of loss as far as my own parents, as far as my own younger dreams, hopes, and desires. I felt that I had lost the respect of my daughter. I felt that I was being split apart between what is a daughter to me through another mother and what is a daughter to me through my own womb. Like I said, this card here was the one that made me cry. When you are experiencing feelings of loss, it may be because of an inappropriate emotional attachment. To what? To your personal story. You are not your personal story. You are not you, that you. You are not that lamb. You are not that sacrificial sheep. That is not you. You has no birth, has no expiration, has no size, shape, color. And it is inhabiting this incarnated flesh. And it cannot be taken from you. That is who you truly are behind this flesh, behind this suit, behind this masquerade. mentality gymnastics, hamster wheels, labyrinths, conscious states, unconscious states, and subconscious states. Loss happens on the material plane, Mama said. Yet, what truly belongs to you cannot be taken away. Meaning, you exist more than just on this material plane. Don't let the big fat rats with the cheese fool you into thinking this is the only reality that there is. This is a material plane. There are many planes upon which you exist. This is just one of them. Don't get fooled and tricked into thinking it's the real one. This is the real one. The tree of good and bad knowledge of evil, and this, I ate the apple, okay? This is the real one. This is the real one right here. You heard that devil serpent thing? Who is he talking to? You. He was talking to you that you put on that altar. Oh, you. That's who believed it. That's who listened. You. That's who's enslaved. You know, look at the Rider-Waite devil card. It's going to blow your mind with this explanation that just came forward. When you are experiencing feelings of loss, it is because of an inappropriate emotional attachment. That is emphasized again. If you promise things that you cannot deliver, then you might be setting yourself up for disappointment to follow. In overestimating our abilities, we are forced to face our limits. This was a test, Valerie. This is a testing phase. This is a testing stage. This is a simulation of, okay, you say you are this and you are this and you are rooted in it. Let's just see how rooted are you. Are you planted in it? Are you dedicated to it? How devoted are you to it? Are you going to choose it, or are you going to choose the old Valerie? Are you going to choose these wisdom, or are you going to go with the old behaviors and ways? Last card, beloveds. Oh, this one says, be grateful that as the cups fell, you lost only 3 of the 5. 2 are still intact, pristine, and full of sacred energy. Do not cling to the setback. Focus on the potential. That is you do not see that no. You do not see the other cups or bowls in this card. But if you look at the regular Rider-Waite deck, you will see 3 cups standing. No. Yeah. 2 cups are over and they spilled what they contained. But 3 cups I'm sorry, let me get this straight. 3 cups fell over and spilt out what they held in them. But 2 cups are still intact, pristine, and full of sacred energy. They still got all the jewels in them. They got all the stuff that you're going to need. 3 of them fell over. That means you messed up 3 times. You know, you didn't get to drink from them or get to choose them or use them because that's gone. You got 2 more though. Come on. I said how many? 5. 5 worlds, 5G, 5 generations. That G. Look the note G. Look up the letter G. Look at its number. G holds significance right now. 2 are still intact, pristine, and full of sacred energy. Do not cling to the setback, focus on the potential. You have the Trinity is removed from this. What is left is two. The original two. The whoop before they multiplied. Okay. All right. Last card. Exemplar of Bowls. Exemplar of Bowls. This is I tell you, it's something about the bowls that you'll, well, I said it. I ain't gonna keep going there, but it's the divine feminine. And I'm very drawn to that. Goddess energy is my thing. Long-term potential. That is what this card represents in the Celtic cross in this position. Exemplar of Bowls. In the regular tarot deck, this would be the King of Cups. You have the potential to be a wise, inspiring leader in your community. When the King of Cups in this position, your generous moves and clear vision have the power to attract the right people, resources, and harmonious ingredients to fill your dreams. The blessing of the King of Cups acts as glue to help hold a family, community, or business enterprise together. He uses his love to lift everyone's spirits, providing reassurance whenever it is needed. He generates confidence and encourages people's best work and creativity. People like to validate his warm confidence in them with their best performance. Getting this card in this position is a strong vote of confidence for you. You have what it takes to become an example of strength and wisdom in your community. And that is the end, beloveds. King of Cups. Support. Notice the maturity. No more inner child. Ready to lead. And not spirit, but actual physical support. And you use yours. Because now your clear vision has the power to attract the right people, resources, and harmonious ingredients to fulfill your dreams. This is the long-term potential. And people will gather towards you because they like your warm confidence in them with their best performance, meaning you don't judge. You won't judge them. And they know, they feel they can come to you because that's the space you hold for them. The space you hold is a space of replenishment, is a cup. And that you act as glue to help hold the family and community and business together. And you lift everyone's spirit and you give the reassurances. You give the reassurances because you are the king, because you have mastered. You have mastered that level of bringing your inner child to maturity and ready to sit on the throne and rule. There will be another video, but it will be tomorrow. And it will be on these cards that were pulled, but it will be directly from what Carol Bridges said about each of these cards. This was, like I said, I chose the deck. I chose the cards. Okay? But no matter what deck or what cards I chose, the application is going to read each of the cards in the original tarot deck. It is going to have that information, no matter what deck I chose. So it is towards that. This is what I was reading. The application's interpretation of the cards. Tomorrow I will give you Carol Bridges' interpretation of her cards, because she designed these cards specifically with certain messages, certain prayers, certain values, certain words that need to be infused into the ether and an environment at this moment to do something with all this 5G waves, ultraviolet waves, magnetic waves, Wi-Fi waves. It's doing stuff to you. It's doing stuff to the earth. We've arrived at this place once again because we've chosen that reality over the natural. Love you. I will be back tomorrow with another video. But right now my voice is done. Getting ready to go eat me something and just let all of this marinate and do what it's going to do. And I hope namaste, beloved.